President Anamari Cauchi, Chairman Belair, faculty, regents, the university family, I can't thank you enough for this honorary doctorate of law degree. Never in my wildest dreams could I have imagined such a moment from a little kid from Auburn, Washington. I am truly touched. When I went here more than 40 years ago, I had no idea how much the University of Washington education would shape my future. Thank you for this incredible honor. And for a politician, I'm used to being called a lot of things, but up to now, doctorate hasn't been one of them. Enough about me. I came for you. Graduates, this is your day. Congratulations. It's the day you start the next chapter of your lives, and believe me, it will be a journey. As I look back over the course of my own life, I'm here to urge you to dive in, embrace the journey, and do good while doing well. 46 years ago, I sat in one of those seats out there, just like you, a proud UW grad, and ready to take on the world. And just like you, I knew that the person up here was all that stood between me, my diploma, and the after party. So, I'm gonna get you on your way, promise. I'm surprised I didn't get a standing ovation, guys, but anyway, when I graduated from the U, I had my #1 cheerleader in the stands, my mom. She was the one I had to thank for my education. A single mom, she raised me on her salary working as a short order cook. She had no college education. In fact, embarrassed as she was, she never graduated from high school because she was called to work when the outbreak of World War II happened and she needed to support her family. She was a hard worker, a smart woman, a dedicated mom. She was my champion. And like some of you today, I was the first in my family to go to college, and for that I thank my mom. She was determined to see me walk across this stage, and she made sure it happened. So to all of you out there who have championed that same opportunity, who have supported this class of 2015, thank you to the parents, the grandparents, the husbands, the wives, the partners, the children, the brothers and the sisters, the aunts and the uncles, to the friends, to the entire UW family, 50,000 of you. Thank you for all that you have done. And to the class of 2015, by receiving a diploma today, you've earned something that only 7% of the world gets. And with it, you have been given great opportunity and great responsibility to serve and to lead. In your time here at the UW, you've seen the nation's and the world's slow recovery from the Great Recession. You've seen wars in the Middle East and conflict of an unprecedented nature. You've seen the other Washington, D.C. grind to a halt and get little done. But, you've also been sung to by Macklemore. Ellen DeGeneres has danced for you, and I assure you I will do neither of those, and for that, you are welcome. You are graduating, and a lot of the times this is said, it is true, in the most exciting, dynamic, interesting times that we have seen. We literally cannot keep up with the change from technology to social issues to politics to business. As proof of that, while we're here today, your parents are Facebooking graduation, your professors are tweeting it, you are probably Instagramming it, and your younger siblings are Snapchatting it. And while we sit here, the UW Computer Science Department is creating a new app that will make all of that irrelevant by the time we leave the stadium today. I am living proof that however sure you are about your future, be prepared to change course, not once, not twice, but as many times as it takes. And when you turn that change into opportunity, your life will be very rewarding. Now, parents, do not panic. Go along for that ride with your children. Encourage them. love them unconditionally, and know that someday they could be deciding which old folks' home you'll be living in. I set out to change the world one student at a time. When I crossed this stage, I intended to be a high school teacher, but it turned out my life and my heart had something else in store. With degree in hand and confident in my future, try as I could, there were no jobs for teachers then. So I did something I never expected. I answered a want ad. I became a clerk typist in the roughest, toughest adult probation and parole office in our state. I worked alongside hardcore criminals. I was escorted to my car at night. I was taught about lives much different than mine. And by the way, when it came to telling my mom about the details of my job, let me just say I was quite vague. But despite it all, I was getting an applied graduate degree, a big one with consequences well beyond grades. One day I met a new parolee just out of prison. He had committed murder as a teenager and had spent the majority of his life locked up. He was convicted so young and had been in prison so long, he did not know how to live on the outside. Prison had given him an education, but absolutely no life skills. So I taught him how to catch a bus, how to pay bills, how to make a bank deposit, and I figured there was probably one skill that everyone should know how to do, but he probably would not be able to learn it from anyone else, so I taught him how to dance. I quickly learned that a school classroom isn't the only place to teach and to learn. I also learned that even in the most unexpected of places, even with the toughest of people, there is reason for hope, that sometimes folks just need someone who believes in them. Well, I want you to know that guy succeeded in life, and by the way, in my dance class, he became a highly successful parole officer and spent a lifetime paying it forward. So I decided that I would apply and become a parole officer myself. I passed the test and the oral interview and went for the last interview with the regional director. In the end of our interview, he said that he had hired a female, so he no longer needed to fill his quota. He had his token female. I quit. I quit my job. In those days, female college students were expected to be nurses, teachers, or social workers. But after being told I was somebody's quota or somebody's token, I decided I didn't have to do what others expected of me. I needed to do what I wanted to do. So I set out to find another way to change the world. So off I went to law school, one of 12 females in a class of over 300. Now, as I look back on all of that, I have no regrets. Just thanks for some lessons learned early on in life that would stay with me for the rest of my life. One big lesson that if you get knocked down, dust off, get back up, and go right back after what you want. Graduates, you too may fight expectations and perceptions in your careers. You may battle against stereotypes, but I would suggest you work hard at whatever you do, and you should look at when a door opens, decide whether you want to walk through that door, and at times pry the door open and go after what you want. I can tell you that every time I made a decision with my head and my heart, it was the right one for me. Well, in law school, I was told that nobody would be represented by a woman lawyer. I want you to know I ran for Attorney General and represented all of the people of the great state of Washington. When I first ran for Attorney General, I was told that women shouldn't be generals. Well, I became one of sorts, an Attorney General. I was also told that I was not tough enough to do the job, but the people granted me the chance to serve 3 terms. And interestingly, when I ran for governor, I was told I was too tough to be governor. It goes to show you, you need to be yourself. There is no can't. There is no shouldn't. I encourage you to listen to yourself, decide who you are and what you want out of life, and go for it. Here you've been given the foundation. The UW is here to give you a world view. In fact, it's ranked as one of the best global universities in the world. Here you've learned to value diverse opinions and thinking. You've learned to disagree without being disagreeable. In fact, you could take all that back and help Washington, D.C. out on that front. It was here that you learned to ask questions and to find answers, to stand up for what you believed in and be bold about it. The world needs the next generation of leaders who will go on and do good. Now, I grew up in the 60s when civil and racial unrest was at a boiling point. Sadly, I thought those days were behind us. But today, as our nation deals with Baltimore, Ferguson, and more, as we tackle the issues of race, I still believe that it is clear that it is you who will have to heal our divides. Your generation, more than any other, doesn't just value diverse voices and perspectives, you demand them. Your generation sees opportunity for all not as some campaign slogan for a candidate, but as a necessity. Your generation came of voting age when we elected the first African American president. Your generation came of age in the most globally connected time we've seen, and it gives you a perspective that far too few have. You are not just witnessing change, you are the change. Most recently, it was the voice of your generation that led this nation to stand up for marriage equality and bring about the most rapid pace of social change in history. As governor early on, when asked about marriage equality, I found myself on another of life's journeys, influenced early on by my church, by politics, and by the courts. But I began listening to your generation, and particularly my two daughters. I found them saying the exact same things about marriage equality that at that same age I had said to my mom about racial equality. In my first term, I signed the anti-discrimination bill, which ended a decades-long fight over whether it was okay to discriminate. Then I signed a bill legalizing civil unions. But even so, I simply could not agree that separate but equal for our families was acceptable. It was very much a failed policy of the past. And besides, as one young woman told me, she didn't want to start a wedding proposal with, "Will you domestic partner me?" While the church was free to have its beliefs, I knew that the state could not be in the business of discrimination. And I simply could not agree with our state Supreme Court. I believed it was a decision to be left to the legislature and the people of our state. So I went out and I shared my journey with the people of this state in the hope that they would travel their own journey and listen to your generation. I will tell you that some of my proudest days as governor were introducing, passing, and signing the marriage equality bill into law in this state. The day I signed it, thousands of people lined up, circling the Capitol Rotunda, young and old, gay and straight, all races, all faiths. That's what you have been able to accomplish already. I share that story with you to remember, even as you get older, and you will, the generations that come after you will continue to shape your thinking if you will just continue to listen and learn. Just as my daughters taught me some important life lessons, they will also benefit from my grandchildren, who will also move them in new ways. So far, I have two, Audrey, 2.5, and Alexa, big birthday yesterday, 1 week old. Lifelong learning allows you to grow forever. And now, graduates, it's your chance to go out and do the right thing, to make a difference, to change this world. I can assure you it will not be easy, but it will always be worth it. My generation has left you with no shortage of responsibilities and opportunities. It's up to you to bridge the divides of race and religion, gender equality, immigration, and income inequality. It's up to you to boldly lead on climate change, one of the most pressing and important issues your generation will face. It's up to you to usher in a new era of peace. It's up to you to make certain that your kids have the same access to education and learning that you have had. And it's up to you to make politics work for every American, not just for the rich and the powerful. We need fresh voices in politics. We need compassionate leaders. We need you. Whether you end up in the boardroom or the classroom or in a high-rise in New York City or a nonprofit field office in remote Africa, you have the ability to make a difference. This university is rooting for you. Your parents, family, and friends surrounding you today are there rooting for you, and I want you to know I'm rooting for you. But along the way, remember, get a job with benefits. You're welcome, parents. Remember, fall in love. Remember, wealth is not measured in money alone, but in a life well lived. Remember to take chances. Remember to have fun, lots of it. Remember to do good and do well. And remember your over 50,000 fans here today. You give me great hope that our world will be better in small and large ways because of each of you. There is no greater honor for me than to be back, almost 50 years later, joining my soon-to-be fellow alumni at my beloved alma mater to say, "Go Huskies!"